What greater burden can someone carry than living with the knowledge that she was the driver of the vehicle in which her own little sister lost her life?
This has been a really tragic thing for my family, and I feel like I'm ready to come home and do the things I need to do to try and move on, or I guess better myself, so I can make my family proud and make my sister proud.
They shared a bond that was very strong and unbreakable. Her loss is overwhelming, and she has had to carry that weight, the weight of that pain, along with the guilt of that tragedy. I would appreciate if y'all would consider very strongly letting her come home so that I can have one of my granddaughters for the rest of my remaining life.
Good morning. The Committee on Parole is at the Concordia Parish facility. It is 9:14 a.m. and we have before us Ms. Snider. Good morning, Ms. Snider. Good morning.
Good morning.
That's better, huh?
Much better. Yes.
We'd like to get the staff member there with you in the room to introduce themselves for the record.
Miss Stephanie, I believe she'll be coming in just a second. She was busy with the doctor.
Oh, she's slipped out.
Yeah, but she'll be back. She said that she would slip in if she was needed to.
Okay. Well, we'll just go ahead and get started. So for the record, would you please state your name and your DOC number?
My name is Caitlyn Snider. My DOC number 796-075.
Okay, and you're here for parole consideration. Let me
Yes, ma'am.
acknowledge the folks who are watching on or here. We have your grandmother on Zoom, Miss Peggy Gotro, from the DA's office, Victim Assistance Coordinator Tamika White, from the 21st Judicial District, Michelle Sparks. I don't know if it's Caitlyn Costa also from the 21st Judicial District, all on Zoom. And here with us in Baton Rouge is your father, Mr. Pete Snider. And so Ms. Peggy and your dad want to speak, and we'll ask for their comments at the appropriate time. And is that Ms. Stephanie?
Yes, good morning.
And for the record, could you state your name and your position there?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Stephanie Hodges. I'm the LPN at Concordia Parish Correctional Facility.
Okay. Will you be with us during this hearing? We may have a question or two for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Ms. Snider, I'm just going to read some identifying information into the record, ask you to verify if it's correct, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tillis because your case has been assigned to him. So you are here today because you were sentenced in Tangipahoa Parish, February 25th, 2025, as a first felony offender to a 10-year hard labor sentence. 5 years was suspended with a 3-year supervised probation period. So your DOC term is 5 years. You do have a good time date, which is a mandatory release date, and that is November 2nd, 2026. Is that information correct?
The only thing that has changed is my out date. My out date changed to October 14th because I recently just took a forklift class that took off 20 days.
Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't reflected in my record yet. Well, good. Congratulations on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Tillis.
Good morning, Ms. Snider. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. Tell us why you're here and why do you feel that we should grant you a parole today? Tell us what happened and why.
Okay. Prior to being incarcerated, I was on house arrest for 1.5 years. And during that time period, I did AA 7 nights a week for 1.5 years. I missed a few here and there, but I also did group therapy for 3 days a week, 4.5 hours a day for 8 months. I was trying to work on myself and heal from what happened. And I was seeing a psychiatrist, and I was getting ready to start seeing a therapist after I finished group therapy. But then I got sentenced to my time. And I feel like certain parts of healing and grieving, not just for me, but for my family, has been put on pause since I've been in here. This has been a really tragic thing for my family. And I feel like I'm ready to come home and do the things I need to do to try and move on, or I guess better myself so I can make my family proud and make my sister proud. My dad and I, we wanted to do a nonprofit, and since I've been away, he started it. And it's one of the things that I wanted to do the most for my sister, to honor her. I just feel like I'm ready to do the things that I need to do
What happened?
that I
What
wasn't
caused,
ready to do before.
okay, what happened? What caused you to be here? Did you have a drinking problem, drug problem, or what?
Drinking problem. Drinking problem.
And you said you were under house arrest before this incident happened?
No, it was after the incident happened, I had to turn myself in, and the bond was too high, but I needed help, I needed mental help. So the judge granted me clinical house arrest. So I was on house arrest after the accident up until turning myself in to prison.
What's the lady's name that's there with you?
Hodges.
Miss Hodges.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us anything about Miss Snider?
She is a very quiet and compliant. I mean, whenever I told the warden that we were gonna be sitting in on this, she didn't even know who she was, and that's a good thing. She keeps to herself. We do not have counseling at our facility. So when she does need to speak, she comes to my office, and I wouldn't speak for someone that I didn't believe, was regretful and needed, the help that she does need. She does need extensive counseling. She does need to get on and get that going, especially with her and her dad and her family. But she is a very sweet person. She's a very sweet person. She does have some medical issues because she was also injured in that wreck, but I mean, nothing that's extensive. We've got that taken care of. But she just, and I mean, my heart breaks for her because I know that, while she's having to do the punishment for what she has done in this situation, that she's also having to grieve a loss of her sister. And so it's got to be, I couldn't imagine. I honestly could not imagine.
Okay, thank you so much for your comment. We really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
Can we hear from her grandmother now?
Good morning.
Miss Peggy?
Yes. Yes. As you've heard, I am the grandmother of both Caitlyn and Lauren Snider, who both resided with me prior to the accident. I wanted to let y'all know that Caitlyn and Lauren were extremely close to each other, and they did everything together from daily hygiene routines to socializing. They shared a bond that was very strong and unbreakable. When Caitlyn was incarcerated, the judge did state, and I'm reading this because I wrote it all down. The judge did state that she wanted her to get grief and trauma counseling. And as you heard, there was no availability of counselors there. So she's basically on her own there. And there's no visitations there for the family. So we haven't seen her since the day she turned herself in. And we've only been able to communicate with her through the phone and text messages. Her loss is overwhelming, and she has had to carry that weight of the weight of that pain, along with the guilt of that tragedy, on her own. And I sincerely believe that if she is granted early parole, her family will be able to provide her the support, care, and professional help she needs to get to heal and to learn to cope with the loss of her sister, Lauren. After all, just like Stephanie said, what greater burden can someone carry than living with the knowledge that she was the driver of the vehicle in which her own little sister lost her life? I respectfully ask that you consider granting her early parole so that we, as her family, can be there to support her and help her to begin the healing process. And if I may, on a personal note, I would appreciate if y'all would consider very strongly letting her come home so that I can have one of my granddaughters for the rest of my remaining life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry about your granddaughter. Can we hear from Mr. Snider? If you don't mind, go to the podium.
Good morning. My name is Pete Snider. I'm here on behalf of my daughter Lauren, Caitlyn. This has been a rough road for all of us. Since September 20th of 2023, when we were all standing behind Lauren, around Lauren, and we had to take off life support. Life has never been the same. Caitlyn and I talk 2 or 3 times a day, and every day that we speak, it's tears in her eyes. I hear in her voice that she's very remorseful for what happened. And like Peggy said, they were 2 peas in a pod. They did it together. I mean, everything. And, standing here as a father, losing one child and then loving the other one that's in prison, knowing what took place, it's a spot that nobody would want to be in, but we're here. And with all that said, my daughter needs help. She's getting no help. We've all written letters to the judges, DOC, try to get her moved while she was incarcerated to get therapy. And obviously nothing has happened, and people there in Concordia they help her, they'll bring her in the nurse's room, let her, cry or talk, but that's about it though. As far as the healing, she hasn't been able to heal. And like Caitlyn said, we talked about a nonprofit. I did form a nonprofit in February. It's called Lady Lauren's Life Testimony. And it's Lauren Against Driving Influence. And since then, I've started putting a board of directors together. I spoke with some probation officers in Tangipahoa Parish, about starting to speak in front of groups. And I've talked with the DA also out there, Mr. Parole, about helping me get this thing moving. But I think with everything that's taken place, that my daughter needs help. She needs therapy. She needs to come home. We want her home. We all love her. I mean, it's nobody that doesn't love Caitlyn on our side of the family, and we'd like her to come home. And I think she needs to come home and get help, therapy. And if y'all could help us get her home, I would deeply appreciate it.
Let me ask you this. Where do you think her problem started?
I think the problem started back in 2010 or 2012. Me and my wife had some issues, and we were drinking, and then and I think all that just started like a snowball effect, and I think that's where it all started, sir. If
You're still drinking, or you?
No, I'm not. I have not. I haven't drank in almost 30 months. I take a Vivitrol shot. I go to counseling once a week for grief therapy and also alcoholism. So I haven't drank in almost 30 months now.
Okay.
Now I would say that this weekend was probably harder on all of us because every 20th of the month, this 20th of the month made 33 months that Lauren's been gone. And then on Sunday, on Father's Day, Lauren was made 20 years old. So, it's been a rough week on us. And I know Peggy and everybody else feels it too. And we would all like to see Caitlyn get paroled and come home and get some help.
The grandmother is your mother or your?
That's my in-law.
In-law.
Yes, sir.
She was saying that you all would have try to help her. What would try to help her, put her in some programs and stuff? What would you?
Well, when Caitlyn did get a DWI back in 2022 and in St. Charles Parish, and we had her get into a diversionary program, and then she went to Woodlake for 28 days. Rehabilitation.
Okay, thank you so much, and I'm sorry about your losses.
Thank you.
Any of my colleagues have any questions they want to ask?
Ms. Ledoux?
Don't have any questions.
Let me ask you something, Caitlyn, and I agree with your family. I believe that you do need some intensive treatment. And what did you get out of the Woodlake? That was, I'm sure, an inpatient intensive treatment program. Why do you think that didn't work, for lack of a better word?
Frozen again.
I think she's frozen again.
I see the nurse.
Okay, it seems to be better now, but it got frozen. Or is it
Yeah,
still frozen?
Go back.
Are we still from? Okay.
Did you hear what the question was?
Yes.
Okay, the question was,
No, ma'am.
I wondered, your father said you did a 28-day program at Woodlake for an earlier DWI, which I'm sure was an intensive inpatient program. And then once you completed that, it appears that you continued the substance abuse, the drinking. Why is that? Why do you think that is?
It was a really hard time in my life.
Right, stop. Seems as though we're having some technical issues.
And he got
There, phone number, we can let her do it over the phone. And I'll let that go.
sorry about the connection.
Yeah,
But I was just in a really bad spot at the time. I was really depressed. It's not a good excuse, but just the truth.
I asked that question because I agree that you need some treatment and you need some intensive treatment, but you got to be ready for it. You're in a more difficult spot now, I would think. So I just want to be sure you're ready to accept and seriously apply whatever treatment may be afforded to you.
I believe that I am. It's like all that I've been wanting this whole time. I've been calling my dad, begging my dad, please get me help. Like just somewhere where I can get help. I need help.
Okay. All right. We're going to try to help.
I do have
Go ahead.
I do have one question. Caitlyn, aside from your father, do you have any other close relationships with people who do not drink?
Yes.
Who would that be?
Well, there's my grandfather, my Papa Jerome. He was gonna speak today, but he decided against it for personal reasons. But he doesn't drink. He had a drinking problem as well. But he has been sober for over a decade now.
Okay.
So I do have people in my life who have succeeded so far in sobriety.
So that concerns me because you need people who don't turn to alcohol as a support or a way to cope.
Well, I do have like friends and people from AA. Like I had a sponsor and I texted with a lot of people and I would go to AA and then people from group therapy. I made a lot of friends and I do have other people, but as of like close relatives, I mean, my dad's had a drinking problem, my mom's had a drinking problem. So I mean, my grandparents are the only ones that I guess have, I don't know, succeeded in that. in that area.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. I just wanted to ask that question. Thank you.
Yes.
Can I say one more thing if that's okay? Just briefly.
Sure.
We have a close friend of ours in Hammond, Louisiana. And she was a federal probation officer for 25 years. Her name is Elizabeth Baller. You know, she cares for Caitlyn very, very much. She cares for Lauren. Her and I spoke. Caitlyn wants to go back. She said she wants to go back to nursing school. Elizabeth's financially able. She said if Caitlyn would come home and want to go to school, that she would pay for college. I just wanted to let y'all know that she does have, you know, others than just me, you know.
Okay,
That's
thank
all.
you, sir.
I'll say.
Thank you. Caitlyn, I
Will we
see,
be hearing from the opposition? Will we be hearing from victim opposition?
No, there's none.
Okay, thank
I see the remorsefulness in you, but I still feel that you need some more help. And I think we're going to try to do something about that. But my vote today is going to be to grant conditionally.
okay.
I want to explain that if we denied you today, you would be released on that October date without any DOC treatment. And that is not acceptable for me. And so my vote is also to grant conditional upon some substance abuse treatment prior to release. And then some special conditions after that I'm sure the chairwoman will go over.
And I agree, Caitlyn. It's unfortunate you were not able to get treatment during your period of incarceration. Normally, for your offense, I mean, you haven't really served a lot of time. I know to you and your family it is. I would not consider an early release. But because your family supports you, and that's encouraging because they suffer as well. So I will also vote to grant conditionally that you be moved to a facility that will afford you intensive substance abuse treatment. I believe you'll also be given an opportunity for the STAR program, which is similar to what your father mentioned in Vivitrol option and medically assisted treatment. And then upon release, you have to complete that program. Upon release, you will have some special conditions, and that will be, and your parole officer can help you with this, is to enroll in grief and trauma counseling in the community. And I think your family supports that. Some family counseling would be helpful to you too, but I'll leave that to those professionals to determine that. And you will be required to attend at least for the first 9 months, let's say 3 AA meetings a week. And I hope that you continue that because as you have said, that helped you a lot before. So we do wish you well. So we're going to get you moved so that you can get treatment, get started on the treatment you need, because your treatment will be lifelong, as you must know by now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just had one question. Do you know like what facility offers that?
It's a DOC facility. They'll get you moved. It's okay.
Okay. I'm kind of nervous.
It'll be a good program.
I have people here like Miss Stephanie that,
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. You just got to work the program. That's your focus. Good luck.
thank you.